Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. This is different than what I've done previously. Um, for this is a reverse AU Tober thing. It's basically like an Inktober thing that I made, Inktober prompt list thing that I made for myself, and I'm doing it. I posted it on Instagram and Tumblr and Twitter and other stuff like that. And I also am documenting it here, kinda. I'm not doing the prompts every day just because I don't have that time, but there are 31 prompts and I'm going to do all of them regardless of whether or not it's on a specific day. In fact, I'm actually behind on days as of when I'm doing this voiceover, but it's whatever. I'm planning on catching up, or trying to catch up today. Yeah, I wanted to record this, and this is going to be day 1 and day 2. Day 1 is Meet the Cast, which is basically this is just going to be a sketch of all the main characters that I'm going to be including during this month. So there's the ones I'm currently drawing right now. There's Ario, and then Zaraphim, with Yunos, a character named Yunos in the middle. They're an OC, a demon OC, part of the AU, that may or may not be included throughout the month. I'm still not sure. I think I might try to include them like once or twice. But there's that. Then there's my other reverse AU, the Blind Bear AU, which is of Damien and Sariel. Then there's also AUs of my friend Kate's, who I'm also obsessed with, that I'm going to be including this month. And those characters are Raphael and Anna and Raphael and C, Bun, or Azra and David, and then there's finally Wesley and Raziel. This is all Good Omens Reverse AUs. There may also be a few others that pop up here or there, other AUs that I like, but they aren't part of the main ones. They just might pop up depending on how I feel. I actually have most of the prompts already, like the ideas for the prompts already sketched out, so, or not sketched out, but already like written down somewhere, so that I don't forget the original ideas I had when I was making the list. We're just finishing up Ario and Zaraphim at this point, and as I was drawing, my hand started fucking with me. So if I end up like turning my wrists or anything, it's just because my hand was fucking with me at that point. So I had to stretch it out. And yeah, this is different than how I usually do things. It's not digital, it's traditional, and it's a mix of digital and traditional prompts for this month. It's not all one or the other. Just because I didn't want to limit myself to one thing, and also some ideas just came to me when it like one idea would come to me, and the idea that I do it traditionally over digitally, or digitally over traditionally, and stuff like that. So now we're doing Damien, who Well, Ario is the demon version of Aziraphale, and I've posted a little bit about both of these guys, both of my reverse AUs on here, like once or twice. But Ario is a Arctic Fox demon, and then Zaraphim is the Angel Crowley of that reverse AU, which, as of this moment, I don't really have a name for, other than just reverse AU compared to Damien and Sariel, who I'm still drawing now. Their AU is called the Blind Bear AU. I was thinking of calling Zaraphim and Ario's AU like something like the Fox and the Flame or something like that. I think it's cute. I don't know if it'll stay, but who knows. Anyway, also with now Damien and Sariel, Damien is a black bear, and Sariel is an angel who fell to Earth. A literal fall, not a fall as in like they became a demon. No, they're still an angel. They just had a literal fall from heaven, which, I mean, I kind of talk more about in one of the days. As of right now, this moment, there will be two videos going up. There will be this one, and then there will be a small reel that'll be going up, which will be, this will be the combination of day 1 that I did and day 2, which we'll get to in a moment. Now we're moving on to my friend Kate's AUs. Okay, so the first one that I'm drawing, I'm sorry, I'm obsessed with I'm obsessed with her AUs in particular. Oh, they mean so much to me. And Kate, if you're listening to this, I love you so much. Anyway, we're moving on to Raph and Anna. Anna is a spider demon, specifically a jumping spider. There are technically 3 different, she has 3 different spider AUs, but they're all AUs that are a branch of this one, which is known as Starweaver, is the Starweaver AU. One of the main AUs that I'm going to be drawing actually is just an AU within an AU of the Starweaver AU, and I'll be drawing them next actually. But yeah, it can get a little confusing when referring to these guys because it's just an AU of an AU and there's 3 different versions of basically the same character, so it can get a little confusing, but they mean so much to me. They're so dear to me, dear to my heart. This is Raphael that I'm drawing. His eyes looked a bit wonky and I didn't realize that when I was drawing, so I never fixed it. Anyway, sorry about that. I'm watching the footage back as I'm doing this voiceover, and I was watching Brain Leak as I was drawing this, so that was Jack's voice that you probably heard, and I don't feel like we're doing that bit of the voiceover, so it's just gonna stay in. Anyway, as I was saying, Raphael's eyes look a bit wonky, and I didn't notice that as I was drawing. Now, moving on to Raphael and Z. This one is a joint AU, and it's also an AU of an AU of the Starweaver AU between me and Kate. And the AU is called Starweaver in in parentheses, gone wrong. And they mean so much to me. Kate had drawn Z, who I'm working on right now, had drawn Z before, and I basically, his character had no story, no nothing. It was just a little doodle exercise of, oh, what if Anna was a bit more evil and more demonic, etc., that type of a thing. And I took that originally and ran with it For whatever reason, I got obsessed with him. And I also got just like obsessed with the idea in general of a more evil, quote, evil Anna. And so I drew him a little angel who's very traumatized. He gets better later. And I might post some of the doodles and stuff that I've done of these two. Because I do love them very much. But who knows? If I do, I'll post them on like Instagram or something. I might make a video about them, but it's so niche or whatever. And I don't know. But I really like how the drawings and the doodles that I have done of them, so I'm probably gonna post them eventually. Anyway, the next ones I'm doing are Wesley and Raziel. These two, in terms of like, they're the ones that's gonna show up the least throughout the entire month. They're the characters that I have the least amount of grasp with. Like, I love them, I really do, but I'm not the most confident with their characters. They're the ones that I have the least amount of confidence with in terms of like all of Kate's AUs. They're the ones that I have the least amount of confidence with when it comes to their characters. But yeah, I've also written a lot for these guys, just in general, not just, I mean, mostly for Kate's AUs, but I've also written stuff for my own. And I did a comic I finished a comic recently for Ario and Zarafim. If you want to check that out, that's on like pretty much any social media site that I use. I don't know Raziel and Wesley's official AU name. I just know them as the Lawyer Boys because they're lawyers. I can't say for certain that they're the best ones. They give off Ace Attorney vibes. I feel like they give off Ace Attorney lawyer vibes. So yeah. The next is David and Bun, or David and Azra, also known as Bun and Dove AU. They all have nicknames for the most part. Anna and C's full name is Anansi, which is, according to the internet and what Kate bases off, is basically just like a gigantic spider, like a gigantic fictional spider character or something like that. I don't quite remember. But they go by Anna and Z, and Raziel and Wesley, their nicknames are Raz and then Wes. And then Azra and David's nicknames are Bun and Dove. So if I refer to those characters as such, those are the ones I'm talking about. Raph and Raphael, their full names are Raphael, but just to differentiate between the two, they go by Raph goes by Raphael, the first one from the original AU goes by Raph, and then the Gone Wrong AU he goes by strictly Raphael. Anyway, next I'm drawing Bun. Bun is a bunny demon, and David is the angel. They have a bit of a rockier relationship compared to, well, Raz and Wesley and Anna and Raph. And then also Z and Raphael also have a bit of a rocky relationship, but that's okay, that's fine. Anyway, we're getting to the end, and here is a little close-up video that I did. This one, yeah, day 1, meet the cast. So yeah, that's day 1. On to day 2. Right, so now we're moving on to day 2. It's, the prompt is cozy, and it's Wesley and Raziel. I wanted to do them for this prompt just because I know for the fact they're not going to pop up. If they're not going to pop up very often for any of the other prompts, especially like since I pre-planned everything. I decided to just record the outlining and coloring for this part, just because the sketching for the previous for day 1 was like, the original footage was like an hour long, and I'm recording all of this on my phone. I have a little phone stand thingy, and I'm at my desk, and my desk has like a little shelf at the top, so I have my little stand there, and then my phone's basically like hanging down. And because my phone can only take so much, I decided to not record the sketching for this one and just do the lining and coloring. I end up coloring with crayon, which was really fun. I also did this, I don't know if this was the one I did like before school started. I think I woke up at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, sometime like that, and just did this. I can't quite remember. Anyway, I also wanted to do more for this one. I wanted to do other doodles and sketches of like the other reverse Aus cuddling up together, but I didn't, which is fine. I can always do that later on my own time. There's a little sketch doodle I did in the top corner because I did a previous sketch and it didn't work out, so I had to erase it. You can kind of see it in the back. I had to erase it and then redraw it after doing the little sketch, so I'd actually know what I was doing. I'm using these colored little fine point water-based pens that my grandmother had given me like a couple days prior to this, and I hadn't tested them beforehand, so that's why I'm doing like swatches and stuff on the little piece of paper to the side. I hadn't and the funny thing about this, I was going to use watercolor, not on this one but on a previous drawing, and I hadn't tested anything for the pens yet, and I only looked up like recently to find out they were water-based pens, and then later tested it and got upset because I couldn't use watercolors with them. Again, it wasn't for this drawing, it's for another piece in my sketchbook. But still. Anyway, they're nice though. There's quite a few colors. They're nice. Up until the recent years, I've started using more like colors in my sketchbooks and also just in my art in general, just using like colored fine stuff instead of just purely black, and it's been fun. It turns out really nice. I'm actually really proud of how this looks in the end. If the camera ends up moving a little bit throughout the entire thing, I apologize. I have a cat, and he likes sleeping on the top shelf where my phone is and where the little tripod thingy that I'm using is. And it might end up moving the camera a little bit throughout the video. I don't know. But if it does, I'm sorry. It doesn't move it completely out of focus, but if it just ends up like moving a little bit, it's because of my cat, like most likely. I just wanted to say thank you for like 600 plus subscribers. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna do anything like particularly special for any of this, but like, thank you so much. I haven't really done anything, but I'm happy that people enjoy my stuff enough to subscribe, so that's nice. Thank you guys. Okay, now we're moving on to coloring, which again, I'm coloring with Crayola crayons, and it's really fun, and I genuinely do like how it turns out in the end. It looks really cute. It looks really cute. These two are very cute. Again, they belong to my friend Kate. And I don't remember I don't know if they have an actual AU name like her other AUs do. I personally just know them as the Lawyer Boys, so that's what I call them. I do hope everyone is having like a good day and everything, and I hope you guys enjoy these. I plan on doing more. It's not for every single day that I'm gonna do a video like this. For day 3, it's just gonna be like a little reel that I did, and for day 4, I did it digitally, so I might do a little video for it. Also, day 5, I also plan on doing it digitally, so I might also combine those two together. But for day 3, it's just gonna be a little reel, and then, or not a reel, short. It's also a reel. I mean, I post it on Instagram and stuff. But, you know, I'm already having so much fun with this. Like, this is so self-indulgent for me. I mean, everything I do when it comes to art, unless it's for like a school project or for art class, is self-indulgent. I mean, I'm not really going to do art that I don't want to do. Not unless I have to, obviously. I do plan on, after October, I want to hopefully try and do commissions. If you care about that, then, you know, keep a lookout for that. I'll talk about it on like my other social media, and I might talk about it here on like a community tab thing. Oh, also with this drawing specifically, I was talking to Kate about them because I don't have, compared to her other characters and compared to even my own, I don't have the best grasp on these two, or at least I don't feel like I do. So I was talking to her a bit about like her AU and whatever, and specifically about Wes, and I ended up writing a little thing for him, for him, and I really liked it. I don't know if I can necessarily share it. It's not exactly canon what I wrote. It's not 100% canon, because there's little details that I didn't quite hit the mark on whenever she read it and she told me. And it's always so fun when talking to her. I've said it before. I love her so much. She's awesome. She's awesome. I didn't mention it before, but she's ChibiQ122, I think, on Instagram and Twitter, although she doesn't use Twitter that often, mainly Instagram, of which we just DM each other all the time. It is so fun. It's so much fun. I did a little cute thing with the knees, with the little swirly bit. I should have done it for the shoulders as well. The little swirly coloring. I love it so much. moving on to shading Raziel. Um, you know what? I'm kind of surprised with how well, like, at least the crayons that I'm using, the Crayola ones, that they layer on top of each other. Like, I've done little previous doodles of like crayons and stuff, and there's another one I think in a previous sketchbook that I'm actually really proud of. And I did it. You guys would have seen it in the sketchbook tour. If you haven't seen it, then go check it out. Ha ha ha. Anyway, it's a little surprising. I mean, for me, like how well you can layer with crayons. Like how, like you can do some decent rendering with crayons. It's crazy. Like a quote, kids medium is like not horrible. It's not the worst. It's certainly not like, what are those crayons called? They're like the weird chalky ones, like that don't have a lot of pigment in them. And like the type of crayons they give you at like kids meals for like, I think like IHOP was probably where I got them. Those crayons suck. Those crayons suck so much. I also plan on doing some stuff in other mediums, like there's a few I want to do with alcohol markers, and I'll also be switching sketchbooks and stuff soon, because the sketchbook I'm currently using is like, I'm almost done with it, so this will be another one where it's like the Tober Reverse Aus, like the little prompt stuff will carry on to a second sketchbook. It's not going to be the same sketchbook that I have currently. It's going to be a different brand. It's going to be like one that like my friend had gotten me for my birthday. It was really sweet of him. He got me like 3 different sketchbooks for my birthday. Very sweet of him. And it's spiral bound now, which I don't personally mind, but I have kind of grown the what's it called? The not spiral bound. What are they called? I don't know. Just the not spiral bound versions have kind of grown on me. The sketchbook I currently have is an Ohuhu one. It's like my other one, but it's not a marker sketchbook. This one is a multimedia sketchbook, not a marker one. So the paper is kind of textured. It's nice. I like the sketchbook. Now moving on to eyes. Also with these guys, Kate doesn't really have the most variety of what are they called, references for these guys. So I tried my best when I was doing the sketching. I showed her already. She likes it, so that's good. I love these guys. Raziel in his little sweater, and then Wesley's just in a t-shirt and sweatpants. As for like their personalities and whatnot, Wesley, in my mind, he's like well, they're both lawyers and whatnot, but Wesley also has the vibe of like a fucking greasy car salesman, like the type of character that would convince you to buy a beaten down, barely functional car. Like, would try his hardest. And Raziel is like a mad scientist vibe, but less like the cackly scientist, more of just like the analytical side and stuff, and very autistic. And I love that for him so much. I love him so much. Have I said it too much already? How much I adore her characters, how much I adore these two, and just I may not have the best grasp on their characters compared to some of the others, but man, I love them so much. In my head, all of her main AUs, basically all the ones that I mentioned in day one, they all live in a one big house together that can basically transform to add or remove rooms as needed, because none of the characters are human. They all live together. So I have written so much stuff for all of these guys, and it's so fun. I have a gigantic hyperfixation on these guys, which was the main reason I wanted to do a reverse AU Tober. Because I did one when I originally got in the fandom back in like 2021, October 2021. I did a whole reverse AU thing, and that's how I met Kate. I drew one of her characters. I drew two of her characters. I drew Anna and Raph, and I drew Bun and Dove, and she really liked it. So I had so much fun drawing the characters, and also the fandom has so much creativity when it comes to reverse AU characters. Like, it's amazing. So much creativity, not just the ones that I'm obsessed with, just like in general, there's so much creativity in the fandom, and I love it so much. It just so happens that I got attached to these AUs. Again, I have plans for like at least 3 others that aren't the main ones that I've mentioned that are gonna pop up, and I'm excited to at least mention those guys too, because I just love so much. I love so bigly. Anyway, I hope you guys have like enjoyed this little voiceover of mine. Sometimes when I'm doing these, I don't really know what I'm doing or what to talk about, and I kind of just space out and stop talking. So that's kind of all I really wanted to talk about so far. I haven't really planned too much when it came to these, just a little bit. But now we're going into the highlights, and then after the highlights, it's a little video of the close-ups of stuff, and that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little thing that I did. There's going to be more. There's going to be a second one that comes up after this one. I'm going to have 2 videos. It's just going to be a short with some lore description in the description. If you want to check out anything, whatever you need to know is going to be in the description. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The rest of this is just highlights and stuff. So, yeah. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.